It is amazing to me the amount of women that could resonate with what I said in that video about why your children's father hates you. Absolutely fucking amazing, astounding. Not shocking, but just amazing how the number of women have gone through some of the same things with these men. It is crazy. It's funny because as I get further into my journey, as I get further into sharing pieces of my life, as I get further into sharing, tips and tools on how to do things better in life, I was wanting to avoid really talking on what happened between me and my children's father, right? I didn't really want to get into those details just to kind of keep it personal, really worrying about his feelings. But for the fuck what? It's a part of my own truth. It's a part of my own reality. It's a part of the fucking struggle that I have been going through in being a single parent. I decided that I am going to share that part of my life. I am going to share those details. And it's not to bash. It's really not to bash. It's really just to share because so many women have or are going through the same experiences. It's a universal experience. And a lot of times when people are silent, when they don't share, it really puts them in a space of, I'm the only one going through this. And you're not. You're really not. There's a whole set, there's an epidemic of men for years, for centuries now, of unaccountable men who just do not do right. No matter the reason for it, it's a reality for so many women. I could blame systemic racism. I could blame Jim Crow. I could blame the government for trying to divide black families, for doing what they've done to the black family. It still doesn't change the fact that it's our reality. It still doesn't change the fact that this is the shit we have been living. And I promise you, I am no better baby mama. I promise you that, because that's one of the first things you unaccountable men and you male-centered women love to default to. Oh, she's just a bitter baby mama. No, I promise you it's not that. I promise you it's not that. And I was so glad when the woman that he is living with, has been living with for over, I think, 10 years now. I was so glad when she really got an inside peek as to the things that I have been going through with this man. I'm so glad she got that, because in the beginning, he did every fucking thing possible to keep her and I from conversating. He did everything fucking possible from her and I speaking. And the shit used to make me feel uncomfortable. But again, like I said in the initial video, I used to placate him. It would make me feel so uncomfortable when my young children, who could barely form their sentences yet, couldn't tell me, how they felt about being there. I wanted to speak to this woman because I already knew he wasn't great at communicating. I already knew how he was. He wasn't going to tell me the real of what was going on while my children was there. And with my children not being big enough to communicate yet, it made me so uncomfortable sending my children there. It made me feel so uneased with my children going and not knowing the relationship there, not knowing how this woman feels about my children, not how she felt about being pretty much responsible for my children when they came there. Because I knew that's what was going on, just kind of listening to his conversation and also knowing that he wasn't even working for years and years and years. I knew shit fell on her, right? So I always wanted to have a conversation with her to see how she felt about things, to see how she felt about, cradling that responsibility. I always wanted to know how she felt. And it had nothing to do with him. This was a mother to mother. How do you feel about my two young children being in your home and you essentially being the responsible party? I wanted to get more of a feel of what type of woman she was. Because before they started really spending time over there, her and I really didn't have that kind of conversation. Again, he did his best to make sure we would never speak. And yet there's a reason for that. There are so many men who do that. They intentionally want to drive a wedge between the mothers of their children, and for what? But the person I used to be, the young girl I used to be so docile. I used to be so complicit. I would just allow him to do whatever he wanted, knowing I never felt comfortable, fighting against my own intuition. When I stopped doing that, that's when he and I started having problems. I started standing up to his narcissistic behavior, and he didn't like that. Oh, the shit this man used to do. Oh, the fucking behaviors got worse when I stopped placating him. So this is not some typical bitter baby mama story. I literally lost all feeling for that man when I'm literally driving to go pick up my child from him and her. And she texts me. She's 4 months pregnant while I'm literally have my 3-month-old in the back seat. This man was never going to stop ping-ponging between the both of us. I promise you, as I'm driving, I literally felt any love I had for that man just drained from my body. So this is not a bitter baby mama situation. This is a you never helped me raise these kids situation, and have the nerve to still make my life hell, have the nerve to still make things complicated and difficult when I am the one doing 100% of the work for our children. I hate that so many women have the same experience. Emotionally underdeveloped men literally will hate the woman because she's doing a better job, because she's doing the things that he's not doing, because she stepped the fuck up. But who else is going to take care of these kids? And then our youngest is high functioning autistic. Who the fuck was going to take care and step up and start advocating loudly for these kids? So again, I assure you, this is no bitter baby mama situation. This is, I'm tired of doing this shit 100% by my motherfucking self. And for the first 10, 11 years of my children's lives, I had little to no fucking financial help. So I was doing literally every fucking thing on my own. I hate that so many women are having the same experience with the men that they had children with. And of course, you judgmental, perfect humans want to say you should have chosen better. Well, you're the one who chose them. Yes, while I was young and underdeveloped, I chose a man, fell in love with a man who was not a good man. He just wasn't. I did not have a mother or a father who taught me how to go after good men. I just didn't. I never got that guidance. So I literally was in the world navigating on my own. So yes, so many of us in our younger years made a mistake, procreated with underdeveloped men, and this is the reality we have to deal with. It is what it is. But it does not take away from the fact that no, we're not better baby mamas. We're the women who stepped up and took care of the kids. That's why I never understood single mother shame. What is wrong with y'all? The men are the one that walked away. This man literally walked away, moved 3 hours away while my baby was 3 months old. My youngest, my oldest was 2, I believe. He up and left. Had nothing to do with me. So you made 2 babies here where you are and decided to up and leave. That's not on me. What was I supposed to do? Take care of my motherfucking kids.